Hey everybody, good afternoon. It is September 12th, 2023. And we're about 1 minute till 5 p.m. So, how's it going? What's on tap? We've got CPI coming up tomorrow morning before the market. We've got PPI coming up Thursday morning before the market. We've got the FOMC coming up soon. And we're going to do 30 minutes of your request as always. So, big day. Crypto was moving. The S&P was being volatile. WeWork exploding higher, like 100% at one point. I saw it. And how's it going, John? Terrence, Ben West, yo. Thanks for the comment earlier today in the other video. Just getting feedback makes my day. I live in a bubble. Everybody thinks everybody lets me know, but not everybody lets me know how I'm doing. If I'm helpful or not, whatever. That big crazy tower we usually see on the picture right there, hanging out right up there. That way, over there. Yeah, just barely see it right there where my mouse is, right there. And yeah, this is downtown Knoxville right there. All of our giant buildings, all two of them. Yeah, there's some shorter ones in there, but there's two giant ones that stick up. The towers on the ridge in the background there. It's Sharps Ridge, and that's the waterfront. So, great place to eat right there, Calhoun's. It's a barbecue place. I think Ruth's Chris Steakhouse just off the screen above my head there, or wherever that way. Yeah. So, if you want to chat with me like the fine folks, getting started here while I'm live, click the link right here. This little green square thing right there. Click that. That makes you a subscriber. And once you do that, a few seconds later, you can chat on the live stream while I'm live. And while I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. So, there we go. Anyway, it's 5:01, and let's get started. Man, like I said, what a day. What a day. And I guess I should go ahead and do this. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. You can lose at this game of trading, all right? Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun. Hope you have fun. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument or otherwise. Sometimes I throw out a few that I'm doing, like I closed my oil position today. I was talking about that this morning, that I might do that. Something was telling me it was time. So I went ahead and booked that profit on UCO. And if you desire personal financial advice, you need to hire and consult a financial advisor. All right? Because they have a fiduciary duty when you hire them. Otherwise, advice is kind of like a-holes, Everybody's got one. So, or opinions, I guess they say. I try to give you a little bit of I try to be unbiased on my opinions. I do believe in certain things in the markets. And that's kind of, I do have biases just like everybody else. So, all right, let's get going. We have CPI, PPI, and we'll do 30 minutes of requests. So, calendar, of course, coming up, like I said. We have the CPI coming in hot tomorrow morning, 8:30, before the market opens. If you didn't prepare your positions, I'm telling you right now, the market is set up for a bearish correction. Kind of hinted at that this morning with my monologue, and we're expecting a 0.2. We've had a 0.2. What are we gonna get? Forecast is 0.2. Previous was 0.2. I don't know. We could this could come in hot. I'm thinking we may actually see it come in hot. We're expecting a 3.6. Last time we had a 3.2. I'm thinking we might see a pop. I don't think this is going to continue down. That's my unbiased opinion, is that I think we're going to see a pop. I don't think inflation is going away. If we do see a drop, then they're baking the numbers. I mean, more than likely, that's the way it's going to happen. But Tomorrow we get Thursday we get PPI and producer price indexes. This one just tends to chop a little bit. We kind of chop up and down, up and down. I don't really expect this to do anything. I mean, historically we just chop. I think it'll probably come in there. And retail sales on Thursday also, I think that comes in light. I'm seeing a lot of retail kind of shaky. You know, retail's a story of haves and have-nots. We'll get unemployment claims also. It's like, where did the freaking week go already? We're already Wednesday tomorrow and Thursday, and then wrapping it up. And not a ton of stuff on Friday. We get the Empire State Manufacturing and consumer sentiment at 10 after the market opens. So that'll wrap up the week. Crazy, right? Like, it seems like it just started. Hey, we're on Tuesday, and then we're talking about Friday already. And then we have the next week where got FOMC. So it's the boss's birthday. Nobody tell her I told y'all. The boss's birthday. If she comes on the stream on Wednesday morning, you got to make sure I flood her out with happy birthdays. So there you go. FOMC on Wednesday the 20th. That'll hit at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And then Jerome Powell cannot resist doing a speech. So he'll go live at 2:30 and blab for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes usually. And then we'll be left to our own devices. Thursday, unemployment, Philly Fed. So that's next week coming up. FOMC. We had PCE and just a couple weeks ago, and not a big market mover. So we've been kind of stale. We actually pop over and look at the S&P. Golly, this thing disconnects. We rejected going higher there, just like I thought we might. Coming down lower. I'm nervous. We stayed above the low, but that was this morning. I was saying we might turn down. We might turn down, and I'm cautious. We break below this low, and things are looking like we might do this all the way down here. All right. It's kind of looking like a 1-2, and we didn't get acceleration yet today, but CPI, PPI, that could accelerate us right down, and then we could bottom out in the FOMC next week. That'd be interesting, right? So be careful. We will take requests here in just a few minutes. Let me run through a few tickers, and then I will take requests. So let me jump over to the other chart here and throw it up on the red list. I usually hit on a few of the indexes, which today, kind of taking it back. A little bit of pop yesterday, bit of a drop today. Still an inside candle and indecision, as I was talking about this morning. The Nasdaq took it right back. Russell didn't really do much, just farting around at the bottom, sitting under the roadmap line. Not a strong candle. Brent showing some strength. We had oil coming in pretty strong, and like I said, leading this off, I booked my profits on oil. Where the heck did oil go? That's weird. CL1. There's oil. Came up right. I mean, it just missed that 1618 line. I booked it right up in there, about 80. I think my alert went off at 80.50. I don't know what the high was today. Let's see if I can pull that down and see what the high was. 89.37. So I must have been right at 89.25. So right when that went off, I booked it. So out of that one for now. Probably get a retrace, but we could just chug on out. Entirely possible. We just break on up higher, but that's been a heck of a move. That has not pulled back at all in how many days? Let's see. Where's the bottom? Right about there. Been right up off the bottom for 20 calendar days. Almost 3 weeks straight. I mean, oil goes on some vicious runs, but usually not without some pullbacks. That has not had a pullback. Hardly at all. So I made a couple grand on that trade. UCO. I'm off for now. Even though UCO chart looks like it could go higher. I mean, we're pushing up in there. And It could go even higher. Usually I use the log chart when we're on when we're moving more than $50. So that's log scale, non-log scale, 37 log scale, possibly up to 40. Be careful. This one, it bounced right up, and that can be a bearish turn though. If we turn down at 36, we can go lower low. So be careful on UCO. USO didn't really perform as well. Right up to 80. That was kind of the target zone on USO. But percent-wise, if we look at these two, why did I play UCO, not USO? Look, that was like a 12% move. UCO here, it's like a 27% move. 25% move. Let's call it 25. So double the move. All right, this was ultra. It was leveraged, and I used options, so I came out pretty good. All right. That was a nice, sweet little trade. It's done for now. There's nothing to do. You can't play it down. I wouldn't play it down. There's no high probability thing next. All right. Be careful. Careful out there. The money you save the account you save may be your own. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Say it again, be careful. Our gasoline coming up to a resistance point here. This might actually turn down. All right, the CTAs, the computerized trading algorithms, not the commodities trading advisors, the computerized trading algos were getting very long on oil the last couple weeks. And I think that's what's driven this relentless march higher into the into the high that we've got right now at the 1618. And now's the time probably to be vigilant and book profits, avoid it until it sets back up. Here we go. Roll this back up. Come on. Put it back where it goes. Oh, one more. Whoop. Don't go too high. There we go. Brent is European oil, and that one also coming up right into, worldwide oil's right up in the reversal zone there. Heating oil, diesel fuel, just keeps chugging higher. That one doesn't look like it's going to take a rake. That's looking pretty bullish. We may get a retrace though. That could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we may top out right up in this area, do a retrace back into this zone, somewhere in this area right here, right where just below the roadmap line. We may do a retrace like that from up here, and then build up a new, set up a new set up a new pattern for higher. So natural gas continues to chug in the box, and I'm thinking it may be set up to return to the bottom, maybe even break out and go down to $1. Wouldn't that be crazy? We see natural gas drop to $1. Gold has shown an inability to get off the roadmap line. This is not so awesome here. That was a higher high than we saw right here, but this is a lower high than here. And then we just made another lower high and returned to the roadmap line. It's like false start, penalty, do over. We get below these lows here, we could see, this has been the potential for a couple weeks now, but this is not looking particularly strong at the moment. We may churn for a couple more months while the dollar pops, and then get gold's crap together. So silver, not exactly the same pattern. It is below the roadmap line, but a little more volatile, and this one may also push down lower. That's lower high. Same story but different story. It's not on as big a pullback at this point. We zoom out and look at gold a little bit. That's been a pretty vicious pullback here off of this high. And we look at silver. It's just been volatile. We had the highest high here and back here, and they're not quite the same path, even though on the micro they kind of look the same. Now copper is looking a little more bearish. We held a higher low, but we're definitely working on this corrective overlapping crap. We could see a break lower, and this could come all the way down here. I've heard too much about the commodity super cycle. This thing could just crush everybody. You know, commodity super cycle be danged. And some of the other precious metals, like palladium and platinum. I mean, platinum hadn't been this low in a long time. I mean, you know, we've been touching down in here, but, you know, zoom it out and look at it. I mean, like, this thing is looking corrective. Like, we might dip out. So, interesting stuff there on platinum. All right. We can talk coffee. We could talk pork bellies. We could talk cattle, or I can just take your requests. So, I did have one request, a special request for my team member, Dave. If you're here, or if you're just watching the replay, let me pull that up and get your request really quickly. CRGY. CRGY. So right here, Crescent Energy. Looks like we're coming right back down into the roadmap line. This will be support right in here. And we could potentially, if you know we get that bigger, deeper correction, we could see oil retrace even deeper right down in here. If we don't hold that, we're likely going lower low. Well, should do it this way. If we don't hold that, we could bounce at the 50. We could bounce at the 618. We could bounce at the 76. But if we start getting below the 76, we're probably going an extension lower down here like this. Nothing super strong yet. Looks like we may push down just a little more into the roadmap line there, at least. Then a break back up through that big red candle from yesterday. Big red yesterday. Back up through 13. Might set up for 14, 15. Otherwise, be careful. We get below the roadmap line. That's starting to look more bearish. This one hadn't really been bullish for a long time. So, all right. There you go. There you go, Dave. All right, circling back and picking up what I might have missed. Remember, the requests go one ticker per person. Let somebody else go before you hit me again. So we'll do that, and I'll do my best to catch up with everybody here. I am behind a little, or OKU. Get my fingers in the right keys and the right order, and that was kind of the aggressiveness there. Popped up, rejected at 76, and shot right back down. That's probably going lower. How low can she go? Well, right back to the roadmap line. And that's the target. Between, you know, right in that zone. That's where she's probably gonna go. Right down in there. Could stop at the 72.90. Could push on down to 67. Could push on down to, well, maybe 68. Round up, you know, go up for moves down. I'm not used to trading down, so I gotta go other side of the line. Usually conservative is below the lines. Conservative when you're above is above the line. So 68 and possibly 62 down here. On the drop, could go lower low, sure, entirely possible. It's been pretty slappy, and we may just return back to that box where we consolidated, heck, half the year, more than half the year. A little diversion up and return to, you know, false start, return, 5-yard penalty. All right. There's Roku for you, Suzanne. Tesla, TSLA. So far, so good. Still long. Still got my leverage long position. Yesterday was kind of like a maybe. Maybe we're going to break out. Retracing a little bit today. Next time we push on through that zone, it's game on. Probably go up to 322 at least, if not 350. And there's potential to break on out and head on up to possibly like, I don't know, ridiculous levels like 530. I mean, it's on the chart as a potential. It would be ridiculous, but one of the analysts there over the weekend calling for 400 as an AI play. This is lagging the. We compare it against. Don't want to do that. I want to compare it. Gotta go back to year to date. I think it is. Here we go. Off the low. A little wonky. Low was back here in October in the market. So NY Fang up here, 75% gain, while Tesla as an AI play lagging at only 24%. Subjective where you start from, but yeah, there you go. NY Fang, supposedly like the AI play. If you've never seen that ticker, up roughly 70-75%, depending on which day you line them up on here. And Tesla lagging, only up 24% in that time frame. So even though it's been a monster run this year, it's kind of lagging when you go back to the bottom of the market. That's an interesting one to look at there. And you may be like, what the heck are you talking about, New York Fang? I was kind of touching on this morning, NY Fang. This is supposedly the AI type of index right here. Fang Plus. Really AI focused. You can see it bottomed out right back over here. It's been on a monster run. And Tesla's been lagging. Bottom line. So there you go. All right. Opportunity for it to outperform. Outperform. All right. TDW. Mentioned it last week. Right up in the goal. 72. Do I expect any higher? Not really. Not really. It could go higher. 77, 92. Kind of expect it to retrace at this point. That was one monster move up. Monster move. Let's look at this little baby correction thing here. Yeah, the 1618 could push, 77. It was 77. Yeah, could push up to 77, but probably do another one of these little retraces before it really makes a move. NVDA chugging on the retrace. I'm still holding NVDS. You can fade me if you want. I can hold NVDS till it pays out. I think it's going back to the roadmap line. I do. I think it's going down. I don't think NVIDIA is a smart play. I don't agree with the rest of the financial pundits, the mainstream media, the garbly-gook, the machine. Even though we've come down to a 34 price to sales ratio, we got to be below 20, or at least the historical. I mean, look, 21 tends to be, it was all of 2020 it was 19, and then 2021 it was at 21, 2022 it was at 18, and now we're sitting at 34. Let's be realistic. It's going to have to cut about in half. All right. It's growing sales, so that's positive. But, I mean, we're not growing sales that fast. Let's be realistic, okay? So the stock price needs to drop. We got to make more money. And it's not like they're selling something that everybody can buy. I mean, like everybody can use. Oh, yeah, AI is changing the world. Okay. How many NVIDIA GPUs are you going to buy? Yeah, like how many are you going to buy? Well, all the tools that I use, AI, well, everybody else uses the same GPUs. And so if we're using AI tools, I use the same ones you use. And Google has a competing thing, and AMD has a competing thing. It's not like they're gonna, sell, like, there's a limit to how many we're gonna sell in the near term. It's not like we're gonna replace all the data centers with NVIDIA GPUs anytime soon. That's just not gonna happen. So they're gonna roll out more, but other people are gonna catch up too. And this thing's gonna likely to come down in price, and the sales creep up. And this price to sales needs to be back below 20, or at least right near 20. 20 is like the danger point. All right. And we see where we were in 2021, and we retraced down to 18. When we look at that stock chart, I've got to zoom out. You can see what we were doing here, 2021, and we retraced. Now we're up here. What do you think happens? What do you think happens? Probably retrace. Just makes sense. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. This is overcooked. Be careful. All right. Get off my soapbox. All right. MMLP. Yeah. These midstream partner type deals, sometimes they work on my patterns, sometimes they don't. Real estate, I mean, it's not usually on my list, but real estate investment trusts and these master limited partnerships and stuff like that, they don't always follow the pattern. But that one launched off pretty good. 618 probably retrace back to the roadmap line. I'd be looking, if you didn't book profits, I'd be careful. That can easily retrace back to the roadmap line, give you a better opportunity. That's also a 618 retrace of that whole. Well, let's see where the 618 retrace is. Low. Tool. There we go. Yeah, pretty close. Back in that zone, right around 260, 240, 250, 260. That's what I thought. Be careful on that one. All right. Hey, there's Kimberly. Mara. Got a little deeper than I wanted to see it. It's back to retesting this consolidation box. Don't really want to see it go to the bottom of that, but it can easily do that. Looks like we may be working on the deeper retrace, which would be 940-ish. Right there. We kind of want that 618 to hold right there. Definitely want the 786 to hold. If we hold that, turn up, break out above this high right here at this point. Say, JT, there's a lot of crap on your chart. Yeah, I know. Let's clean it up a little bit. Let's clean it up a little bit. That's been the target for a long time. So what we have right here, we have a giant move up, and let's remove that fib line too. This giant move up from the low back here, can't see the date, back here in December. Rally, retrace, 618. If this holds right in here, we break out above this high. This thing is set up for the kind of move that could be something like this. May not be the cleanest, fanciest move. This thing could go 26, 30, possibly 36 on that next move. And that kind of corresponds right there with the head and shoulders playing out. Right up there, around 32. Well, that was a fake move and then retrace. Well, I kind of said 20 was kind of the goal, and then we retraced deeply. Kind of is what it is. Sets it up, though, to get a move higher. All right. PLTR. I gave up on this one. It looks like we're working on the head and shoulders. That's kind of scary. Watch out for that pattern right there. You know, it's chaotic and dangerous, but if we fill out this head and shoulders, break back below the neckline, and drop right back down here. I'd put an alert somewhere around like this thing breaks below about 1350. A red alert, watch out. I mean, if it doesn't hold that roadmap line, definitely watch out. So you could check along until it meets up with the roadmap line somewhere over here in late September, and then retrace right back down to where it consolidated. Definitely freaking be careful there. Oracle, disappointing. Right back to the roadmap line. We get below the roadmap line. Watch out for the 618 retrace. I was talking about that this morning on Morning Monster. I mean, holding here, that can be positive, but the bigger move looks like it's kind of fully cooked. I wouldn't even be interested in this till it gap fills, probably. Yeah, it's got to find a bottom, turn green a little bit, probably gap fill, and then maybe get out. I wouldn't be interested in this. It did the high probability pattern, which is this big oval that I had on the chart right there. Like that was the target, and we've gotten the upside, and now probably need a deeper retrace. Yeah, that oval was the target from way back over here. I think I put that on there in September. That played out. Now retrace, possibly back down to 84. Might be like, no, JT, no. Well, that's what the chart shows. All right, SQM. God. Oh my gosh. That is dumpster fire of a chart right there. Talk about light your money on fire. Don't mess with stuff like this. Like, that's not a good chart. We could find support here, or we could keep on going on down. I mean, wow, that is a bad looking chart. 618 comes in right there, but that's gnarly. That's not like a three-wave situation. That's be careful. Be careful. I mean, it could go lower, but it could also stop right there. There's no high probability lower. Look how long it consolidated right there. So there should be some support right there, but if it gets below that, I mean, how low can she go? She can go to 0. Put it back on a log scale. Yeah, log scale still looks the same, except that the where's support? Shoot, we get below that low. Watch out below. That's a gnarly chart. LMB. Well, that's just straight freaking up. Straight up. What do you want? I mean, there's nothing to predict. It's just in a channel. I mean, hadn't been to the bottom in a while. Might dip back to the roadmap line. That's just a big, crazy, ridiculous move. Not really doing any kind of, nothing really pattern-wise that indicates what's going on here. We're just poked up here. Let's see. Yeah, finding some resistance. Long-term pop-up, but am I in log or am I not in log? Yeah, that's log. A nice move, but watch out for retrace. That's probably getting extended. Be careful. Always be careful. You can lose your money. EGO. Nothing has to do anything. I saw another guru today say that the 10-year bond 10-year treasury had to do something. I was like, that's dangerous, thinking that something has to do something. Looks like that's probably going to come down to this area right in here. That's what that looks like it's going to do. Can it break out? It could. Can it go lower? It could. I don't know. That's gnarly. Kind of double topped. Might go lower. The Amazon. I haven't really looked at Amazon much. It's just almost to the target. 140. Hey, I was like, what? 2 months, 3 months shy, but there's the 140 level, and 140 to 160 was the target. If we can break out, get above this 160 area, probably head up to 220. This one is lagging the QQQ, severely lagging the QQQ off of that high. Back here, we add the QQQ. Look at that. It depends on where you want to line this up, but severely lagging. Opportunity to catch up. Almost what, 14%. So BTC, yeah, Bitcoin. What you want to know? It's popping today. It's not really interesting though. It's still in the consolidation. It was popping, but still stuck. Could have been the flush out. That lack of breaking out higher today just makes me feel like that was a fake move. Just kind of like that was a fake move. Fake pop, fake drop, more consolidation. Expect more sideways until such time as we break above the roadmap line or get a lower low. We didn't make a lower low, then over here, just sideways. We're stuck under the roadmap line, above the lows. I mean, it was kind of exciting to watch it pop today, but it didn't go anywhere. So nothing. Big old nothing. Ether got down to where it can reverse. That was a lower low. That was what I was looking for, what I expected to happen. And we're in the reversal zone between the 50 and the 618. Could it go a little bit lower? Yeah, it can go a little bit lower, but that's positive right there. If we lift off out of here, get above the roadmap line, positive. But the Bitcoin just not getting me excited today so far. We got to break out above the roadmap line. Bitcoin profit window will be open later in the month, but not right now. So we'll see what cooks later in the month. All right, TMUS. Oh, this reminds me. I got to talk about something real quick. I brought something to talk about, and I forgot to pull it over. T-Mobile, that's bearish. We're not doing anything bullish yet. We got to get above this high and above this high and above this high. And so far, that just looks gnarly. Came across, rejected, lower high, watch out below. Not being exciting. And kind of holding the downtrend. Let's look at this real quick. 25 worst stocks of all time. WorldCom. So how to read it, ranking, the number up here is the rank. Company, delisted date is the last date, the listing date over, so like some stuff like Rivian only has a listing date. Only been going for a few months, kind of not long in the history of the stock market. And 92 billion coming in number 2 biggest loss ever. All right. WorldCom, that MCI WorldCom. If you, for those of us that were live, remember that $102 billion of wealth flushed down the toilet there. VFI, $87 billion. Wachovia, $68 billion. Dahmer, $60 billion. Lucent, $85 billion. DuPont, flushing down the toilet, $60 billion. Nortel, I remember that cell phone company, $54 billion. Sprint, $40 billion, together with Nextel, and bought out by T-Mobile. That's what got me thinking of this. Time Warner, $37 billion, flushed down the toilet. Broadwing, $38 billion. Coinbase, $45 billion in the limited time it's been listed. Coupang, also $55 billion. I mean, whew. Kraft Heinz, look at that. Listed in 2015 and lost $35 billion. They can't even make money. See all these acquisitions in the food space right now. Kraft Heinz not banging on all cylinders. I don't even know that I can say that word. Palm, $34 billion flushed. And Global Crossing, $33. Paramount, $30 billion lost in the last, 40 years almost. Sycamore, 35 years, I guess. Sycamore, $29 billion. DoorDash, recent IPOs right here. 5, Snowflake, Airbnb, and DoorDash. DoorDash, Snowflake, Airbnb in the 5 largest IPOs in 2020. And also in the top 25 of biggest losses ever right there. $27 billion shaved off of Airbnb. Snowflake losing $30 billion. And DoorDash losing $32 billion for investors. Hear the sucking sound? That's your account going down. Don't invest in the garbage, all right? Rivian up here. I mean, look. Second worst public stock ever in just 13 months. Don't chase the garbage. This is dumpster fire heaven on this chart right here. Don't chase the dumpster fires, all right? Throwing that out there. All right. MSTR. Beautiful opportunity here. I talked about it this morning. Hadn't done anything, though. It's got to break above this. Got to break above that. That's the resistance. Otherwise, it can fail and go lower. This is like the super aggressive. This is the aggressive. This is the more conservative target entry up here. Conservative target at 515, 567. I can't. Is this in long or not in long? Not in long. Hell, I can't even tell anymore. Yeah. That's going to be the log scale. 600, possibly right up here, around 800, if we really get sparky. But Bitcoin's got to get out of its funk. These numbers are so big, it's ridiculous. So watch for that breaking out. You may be like, that's ridiculous. Well, look right here. It did it right there. Retraced right to the roadmap line. Extended. That was the 272. Went way past my expectations. I was like 363, 389. And it shot right up here to the 2618 at 465. So if you look at this, where is the 2618? Right up here at 879. That target. Not too ridiculous, all right? It seems pretty crazy, but when the patterns work, they work. All right. That's MSTR, Meta. Just, it filled the gap and has been uninteresting. It's probably coming back to the roadmap line. Nothing changed. There's no opportunity for me till this thing finishes up whatever it's doing here. I bought one share on a micro 30-minute time frame. Wasn't looking so hot today. Still in profit, but just wasn't looking so hot. That's looking almost like the S&P 500 right there. Look, when I went to the S&P right there, look, I mean, it's almost the same chart. We break lower, Meta's probably just doing what the S&P is doing. So, coin potential. If we can get back above 89, 90 area, 89, 90, potential. You might think it's crazy. That's cool. We'll talk about when we get there. Or if we fail, I mean, this is an orange zone, so don't go long now. The entry's up here, not here. If we fail, it's probably coming back down to the lows. There's the line. That was a beautiful move. Right back to the room line. Exactly what I thought it would do. Got to break out higher and go at this point. We do have resistance. Right there where we consolidated. Looks pretty good, 97. So aggressively above 90. More conservatively above 100. Looking for 124, 138. Possibly up here in this target zone, 160 to as high as like 230. I'm long coin. All right, Apple. That's why I always say you got to get above the gap. It went up, tried to fill the gap, came all the way back down to the roadmap line. And it's the only thing going for it right now is it's above the roadmap line and that it has higher lows. This can easily flush right down here. Easily. Easily. Flush right down there. If we can hold this, the target's 220. If we're going to have to break back above this to really signal any kind of entry at this point. You know, people are like, oh, you know, Apple, blah, 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 blah. You know, disappointed on the iPhone release. The only feature I saw was a new higher price. Be careful. China banning them, and no big deal. China bans all sorts of stuff. China's playing hardball. China trying to put the screws to the America's largest company. They think we care about Apple more than whatever else. I don't know. Apple probably could use a flush down here. I mean, that was a bearish setup to come down into the zone right around 150, 160 area. It was like that's the setup. Already talked about Tesla. Plug. I think I already talked about Tesla. I've talked about Tesla so much. Plug right back to the lows. Tesla. Thought I talked about it. 322, 352. Potential. We break back down. I mean, it's right at the entry. At this point, 275. Need to close above that to set it up to go even higher. Let's see. Plug did that one. DT. Sitting on the roadmap line. Aggressively, the entry would be above. Well, you got to get a gap fill to go long. It's just the rules of the. You either trade for the gap fill or you wait for the gap, wait to be above the gap fill. The aggressive entry, it's kind of like right into resistance. So not awesome. It's just not, there's like so much stuff that's not awesome. There's a few things that are awesome. Most stuff just not awesome. ETN, book your profits. That's dangerous. And these guys aren't making Ozempic or Wegovy. That's the 3618. That can be the end of it. Get another one of these pullbacks. Come back to the roadmap line all the way down around 200. About $30 down. All right. Lost my place there. Hack. there's no clear gnarly. Maybe 55 before we get another one of these volatile retraces. I bet we go back to the roadmap line here. Pop up a little bit and then probably retrace it back out. That would be my guess right here. A little pop like this, and then right back down there. Dadgummit, man. Yep, that'd be my guess. And Airbnb. Not much change. Still heading to the target. 163, 173, possibly up to 214. I mean, that's like the super stretch goal. Probably see something more like this. And then this. And this. And this. And then that. And these things could come together. I don't know, something like this. That'd be kind of what I expect. FNGU. We could just pop them. Talked about that this morning. Go watch the morning. I update. This makes the morning list almost every day. Unable to break out so far. Fake breakout. Nothing so far. It's got the inverse head and shoulders potential. It's really sloppy. It's leveraged. 3 times leveraged. Leveraged stuff doesn't always follow the pattern. So the 2 paths, it's either coming down to here or, maybe it just fails. I don't know. If that was the rejection, we can be looking at a downside like that. Alrighty, spots. Nothing. Want to see it hold here above that, but nothing cooking in particular right now. Rejection at the 618. Filled the gap. I always say wait till it fills the gap before you get long. Fill the gap and turn down. Need to break above to get long. 194, 210 would be the potential upside targets. Well, let's stretch it just a little bit right there. 195 to 195, 210. If you got long aggressively on this thing, be careful. Starts breaking below that high. Come right back down to the roadmap line. You don't have enough time on your options. If you bought options and you're low on time, you may want to book it. It may do that before it can do that. INTC. Wow, look at that. Got it the 1618. Pretty dang close, and rejected it pretty hard. Didn't even do the long-term thing. I mean, it just went for it. Be careful. Retrace would be the next expectation. That was we could make one more attempt, but be careful. Definitely. I mean, that's like the downside versus this upside. Here's the upside. There's your upside potential. There's your downside potential. Protect your profit. If you're in it, if you're trying to get into it, wait. There'll be a better opportunity. More clear, more high probability setup. PEP has been looking pretty horrible. and touch the top of the target. Sometimes I get lucky. It may go more deeply into the 170 area, or it could be done now and break above the roadmap line. That's resistance above. Downside right there. Upside potential right now, right there. If you were entering now. If you wait till it gets above here, it'll be a different story. Definitely want to wait till we're above the roadmap line. Then the resistance is right up here. Again, you gotta. Nothing's gonna be clear for our upside until we're above that garbage right there. 203, 211, but it's gonna take a while. Probably do something like, at this point, do something like this and like that before I can do that. And just rejected all that. So rejected and went down. All right, there's PEP. FTNT. TNT. Turn down at the roadmap line is not good. Downside target 53. If it can get above. I drew that line on there. That's funny. I don't even remember when I did that. It's got the gap fill. Left this giant freaking gap. Some point it'll go fill that gap, but there's potential that this was the 1-2. This breaks out. It's got some work to do. I mean, it could potentially be on a path to 126, but it's got a lot of resistance above it. Turning down at the roadmap line, not good for continuation yet. Could go down, on down 53, possibly 50. That's 76. Don't like to see that reject the roadmap line now. It could sit here for a couple days, couple weeks, and then push on through. That's possible, but be careful. That was a huge rejection. It could go lower. All right. Yeah, PD says, remember, share, everybody. Smash the like button if you hear something I say that you like. All right. Yeah, the only thing, absolutes, there are no absolutes. Where's Enron? Enron wasn't, I don't think Enron was public. That was public stuff. Huh? All right. Hey, I'm in Airbnb at the bottom. I'm picking up the pieces and coin at the bottom after it lost. I didn't buy the IPO. Microsoft probably gonna meet up with the roadmap line at some point out here. Hasn't gotten above the 618 resistance. If it for some reason does, then it tilts the upside to 381, possibly 400. If we turn down here, we can go a bit deeper. That might look something like 287 at this point. If we get a little higher, could be a day 295. It's hard to say until we start doing it. That is MSFT, MELI. Right up to the 1272. Probably retrace back to the 100. Yeah, see, beautiful. Trying to break out. Right back to the roadmap line. Pushed out to the 1272. Right back to the 100. And then if it can hold that, possibly up to 157 or 1570. That's a lot of numbers. 1570. Big numbers. What after that? Roadmap line. That's the path. Apple already did. trade. Thanks, Muku. ETSY. Missed the E. Survey says 45. I drew that arrow back here in June. Kind of went on a diversion. Rejected the room of line. Drop. Yeah, we're at the 1618. We could see a little bounce, or it could just flush. That's probably going lower. Probably going lower. Remember that whole retail haves and have-nots thing? See, people aren't. This is why I think inflation is gonna come back tomorrow. People not feeling it. Nothing's getting cheaper. Things still getting more expensive from my view. 160 on the upside for MPC. There's markets open again. And AMD has potential, but we get below 96. It's probably coming down to 75, 80 area. If we can break above this downtrend line at this point, then we have resistance up here at the 618 level. Get above that 120 area. Then 141, 153 becomes likely. Otherwise, so it's kind of a little bit of a coin flip here. Either wait till it breaks out or breaks down. Right now, it's just chugging in the orange box. If it breaks out, probably 153. If it breaks down, probably 75. All right. If you're jumping on it now, there's no sure bet. I mean, it's slightly biased long, but there is no sure bet. This was probably the 3. This is probably the 4. If this is going to be bullish, and that's the 5. That's AMD. CB. Alpha Charlie Bravo. It's just ridiculous. Stuff under 10 doesn't count. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, they're just being ridiculous. Right up to the 1272, reject. Maybe up to the 1618. I mean, there's no pattern there. Look, that's garbage. Why do you want to touch that? I mean, they aren't even required to report earnings properly anymore. I wouldn't touch it with your money. You know, if I was trading your money, I wouldn't touch this. Garbage. Hot garbage. I don't know. I mean, spot can or can't. I mean, might or might not. I kind of drew the path right there. Haven't watched a bajillion charts. That's probably what I would think it would do. That's what Apple did. I hadn't done the bounce part, but rejected 618, right down. Just shy of the gap fill, right down. Gap fill, right down. FCEL. Garbage. Hot garbage. Don't touch that crap. Here's more hot garbage. Yeah, sure. 100% pop, but look. Reverse split are bearish. That's going in the garbage. Going back down. Reverse splits are garbage. Period. Can you make money? Sure, you can make money. That's not my game. CTRA, just sideways. Nothing high probability. That's A little bit volatile. We're still under. Look, zoom out. Did a big correction. Came up a roadmap line, bounced down above the roadmap line. Probably come back and retest it. Push up 618 level. This resistance. Got to do all that before it can get up here to 40, 45. It's got a lot of work to do. There are better, faster ways to make money, unless you just got to be in that one. Snowflake still kind of has this possibility to go lower here. Resistance right there. If it turns down, we're going lower. We break below that low right down there. If we possibly can break above the highs, 205, 221. It's a gnarly chart. I mean, that's gnarly and volatile. Look at that. Choppy. No clear path forward. It could just go sideways. It could just chop for a while. Could easily do that. All right. CRWD. CRWD. Yeah, nice potential. 1272, 173, 1618, 181. Still got a long ways to go to recover from this crap. More resistance right up here. Could it pop up there? It could. It's got another high right there. Probably find some resistance at 200, then 240, then to 300 before moving the fibs, before it can get out to 355, 426. It's going to be a while, probably. All right, CEIX. Yeah, nice move. Right up to the 1618. 106 above that. That's a crazy move. Watch for the retrace. Watch for the retrace. At 97, actually. 116. Watch for the retrace still. It didn't even ping pong around, so watch for that. GE. Yeah, continues to chug. Resistance right there. If we could possibly break above that. Oh my gosh. This thing crazy. An all-time high area up here. Get the right tool. Could it recover? Yeah, it could. It's going to take a while. Still got some work to do. $163, $129. There we go. Mulligan. Oh, God. That's going to zero. Don't. They're going to do a reverse split. They just did a reverse split. They just did a couple of reverse splits. Look. Reverse split 25. Reverse split 1 for 9. They're going to reverse split again. Complete garbage. Complete garbage. Don't trade that stuff. All right. ACB is going to reverse split more than likely. Surprised it didn't. What was the other one? I don't even remember. That's going to be a candidate for reverse split. Reverse splits are not bullish. I don't care what anybody tells you. All right. TNT already did that one. Pretty sure. MELI already did that one. IESC. Check it out. Yeah. I mean, Nice pop, but be careful. It's going to be getting to the targets. Right to the 1618. Turn down. Roadmap line. Maybe like, no way. Well, right there. 75. There's the possibility we retrace a little bit and pop for the 1272. 95, possibly 106, maybe. But it can come right back down too. Be careful. Careful. Yeah, inflation never left. Fuel cell, double dumpster. Yeah, exactly. We work. Yeah, that was the one, right? Yeah, that's the one that did the split. 1 for 40. 1 for 40. Yeah. You had 40 shares yesterday. You got 1 today. You had 400. Now you got 10. Be careful. This thing probably going to 0. Nally. Real estate investment trusts don't really follow patterns. That's churning sideways. And vets. What? Little potential for 16, possibly 1660. Not big mover. Then we'll probably retrace. Alrighty. Rick, I don't understand. NVIDIA roadmap price TU JT. I don't know what that means. CARR. Carrier Global. That's a lower high. Caution that we're not on a path back to the roadmap line. Something like that. That's what I would expect. Yeah. All right. I'll be live again tomorrow morning. That's the thing I caught up to the chat. So sorry about the clearing my throat there. That's y'all didn't bring the awesome stuff today. I was trying to think which one do I like the best. I kind of like AMD. Pretty good. UCO. I mean, look, that came right up to basically right up to the target, right around that 35 area. 35, 36. I booked it. That was a heck of a move. Beautiful. See, I am long Airbnb. That's going swimmingly well. Long spots. Just kind of retracing a little bit. Still positive. Let's see. This one failing to break out. May cut it. Looking positive and just kind of went sideways on me. So had potential, couldn't break out. Just going sideways. It's not up, it's not down, it's just flat. Like hadn't done anything. Nothing. So there you go. I'll bring the list of potential movers in the morning. We'll see what CPI is doing, and I'll see you there. So stay safe out there. I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now. Make sure you subscribe, hit the alert. If you want the roadmap line, links in the description. I think I said all the stuff. Like the video. Share it with somebody.